A very good afternoon to all our viewers. I'm Shivani Srivastav, Relationships Manager at Global Education and Training Institute. I welcome you all this afternoon to see how Dr. Rina Pathak, the principal of St. M.R. Jaipuria, Lucknow, shares her views. Today we have Ma'am here with us, and she has a rich experience of 29 years. She has received awards like World Record Award by Fun to Learn, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Award, and Sahitya Samman for 2 consecutive years, to name a few. Ma'am, I welcome you this afternoon to our platform, and now over to you.
Thank you, Shivani. That was a good introduction, though maybe I don't deserve that much. It's basically my passion. Teaching has been my passion over these years, and children have been my heart and soul. I don't think anything other than teaching in the school, though I head the school, but I've never left teaching for a single year. And the purpose is I need to be connected to the children. And I need to know the ethos of my school, the demands of the age, and the concerns of the parents. So today we have gathered here for a cause, for a talk on children should be brought up in close proximity with nature. We are seeing that there is too much of talk about EQ and HQ. That's the emotional quotient and the happiness quotient. But why is this talk there? We are not talking much about IQ now because of the mad rush of power and pelf for the parents' aspirations on children, which has stressed them out, and they feel they are doing a job, but children are under the stress. So I would like to start with a quote from Johnson and Breska, which says, "We don't inherit this world from our parents, we borrow it from our children." So when we borrow things, they are not our own things. So we don't have a kind of control over them. We try to keep it with utmost care. So, but what are we doing with nature? We are not in any way concerned with the deterioration that is happening with nature. So children should be taught about it because they are the future generation and they will be able to take this ahead. I'll start with a poem which I read somewhere. I don't know the poet, but it did touch my heart. So I would just implore and request you to understand each line and feel the sense that the poet wants to portray. Feel the peace which you find in nature, positive atmosphere which gives you more pleasure. Feel the golden morning and the energetic sunrise, the dark night and the moon changing its shape and size. Feel the winds that pass through your ears. Just relax and forget all your fears. Feel the morning with the chirping of the birds. Let them greet you. Just try to understand their words. Feel each and every drop of the heavy rain. This will help you in every pain and strain. Feel the shimmering leaves of the trees. Stay calm and say goodbye to all your worries. Feel the clouds that independently wander in the sky. Happiness is also like them, sometimes low and sometimes high. So, through this, I just want to say that a poem by Walter de la Mare was Leisure, which said that we have no time to stand and stare. And that is what is happening with the present generation. They are in a jet age. They are in a mechanical rush. They are in a world of illusions of the electronic world. And they fail to see the bounty of nature. No wonder there's so much of uncontrolled temper tantrums, so much of anger wins, so much of hatred, so much of competition. So, my request is again, once again, that feel each line of this poem and try to imbibe that in our children. The next slide, I've written about how proximity to nature can make them think green. They will be kept away because once they are connected with nature, that's the only solace to keep them away from electronic illusions. We will be able to enable these young minds to think green. They will be encouraged proactive actors for sustainable future, and they will definitely be positively charged and will appreciate nature in a holistic manner. Next, Shivani. The acronym of nature, N, is for the nobility of thought. They will learn and attempt to correct situations. And what better can we talk about than the present situations? This has got three major appalling situations, the present scenario. One is the COVID, second is the lockdown, and third is the online teaching. All have been very stressful situations. But what has it taught us? Nature has not changed much. It has become pollution free. And it has taught us to attempt and learn to thrive on what is there and not to go in quest of some alternative situation, which is just a threatening fact or a threatening thing in your life. So A is for the adhesive that holds the ideas for those who are unable to deal conceptually with the abstract. Some children learn best against the natural environment, which builds the T, that is the thoughtfulness. Intelligence is to be disciplined and instructed, but with the calmness and the energy, with the life connect with nature, which will then catapult the ingrained values of compassion, of integrity, of honesty, of sacrifice, of peace, which again will teach them you, which is universal brotherhood, that is Vasudev Kutumbakam, which can be easily explained by the selfless role which nature plays. And R is for the redefining of the mindsets. A drop of the rain is a drop of eternity, from steams to snow, from polluted to pure. The emotional dependence on nature will teach them not to react, because that is something which a machine does. You put on a switch, it starts working. So it doesn't mean that a situation makes you angry and your switch is on, or a situation threatens you and you are afraid. You must learn that the drop of rain takes so many forms, so you too can learn that form as a child. So E is for the environmental hope, which is developed amidst this chaos, which compels creative approach to all the environmental problems. Because today, our Honorable Prime Minister is also talking about the Atmanirbhar Bharat, and Atmanirbhar Bharat will not come unless we create these children as Atmanirbhar children. They must be individuals who are Atmanirbhar. not because they are Atmanirbhar on people and Atmanirbhar on situations. They are Atmanirbhar in themselves. Then only can they learn to imbibe the qualities of the head and the heart. Next, Indian literature, if we see, has great evidence. All of you in your years, children have also heard because their libraries and now the e-libraries also have them as a storage because they are the capacity, they are the kind of control where the tales actually have been read and imbibed in life. And the Panchatantra, the Chandamama, the Dimdima, the magic pot all have highlighted the children's sensitivity to nature. So why are we talking about, taking the children back to nature? Because they are the ones whose content that they eat, the logic that they see, is the evidence of what is the quality of what they are reading, what they are watching, and what they are feeling. So we must take them back to those pages of the books, or maybe to the natural environment where they learn to move beyond without losing the past. Because what we have seen in our lives on the idiot box, the TV, we had one serial maybe as a weekly affair, and it was an episode which was waited for. Then it became twice weekly, then it became an everyday affair. Today children have an opportunity of seeing the whole series, and that is called binge watching, and they are so happy, and they have competition even in that did you watch this series or did you watch that series, and there's humiliation and there's lot of mental blocks there. So why this ecological crisis? We need to see the causes and the cure. There's personal alienation because the second hand impressions are more appealing. There is lack of intimacy because the mechanical rush is there. The mobile phone is more important than the mama or the grandmama sitting next to the child. Extinction of the experience is leading to the cycle of disaffection, which is sucking the life from the land. And what is the cure? The cure is in the past. That is, again, look back to nature, feel Wordsworth's pantheistic spirit. He had created that nature has a feeling. Nature is something we need to realize. Rousseau's back to nature theory also spoke about being close to nature. And no other example but Shantiniketan of Rabindranath Tagore could speak volumes about close proximity with nature. From Vedic texts to the Quran, from the Guru Granth Sahib to the Holy Bible, they have all the enduring filial allegiance to Mother Earth, which can be affirmed. So, why nature? It enables to add humanity and imagination homogeneously in the persona of the child. The vibrations and the aura of a child who is brought, nurtured through nature and nurtured around it is very different. It helps children to go in the quest of naturalness, and the pseudo existence is nullified. Definitely, it corroborates and legitimizes one's existence because it conquers the emotional illness. It leads to reflections, introspections, retrospections, and they all get a thorough impetus. The pain which was around turns to be tolerable when you are in the lap of nature because life and death there is blended, and the created hate, the created competencies, the created humiliation are not the in things. And it adds a balm to your mental turmoil because your stress is shifted by inculcating values as sharing, caring, compassion, understanding, peace, love, sacrifice, and many more. Nature never betrays you. So the child learns and he becomes an epitome of virtues. We accept beyond the geographical boundaries and learn to be selfless like nature. Children are like wax. They can be molded to adopt the tenacity of nature, the humility of Mother Earth, and the sacrificing and patient response of the world around. They will learn to attain a state of submission by blending one's soul with the beauty of nature and by becoming one with it. Because it is nature which teaches us when we deal with children in close proximity with nature that each child is different. As each flower is different, each tree and shrub is different. So, our dealing with the children in close proximity of nature teaches us that. And children also learn to, respect and value each other's potentials because they learn the selflessness of nature. Now, I would like to end with few lines which I have written for the care. That is, children. Actually, care is C is a slightly separate. It is showing on the screen. That is, children are our nature. So, if our nature is correct, the children will be what we are. If our nature, that is what we are, if we are not in close proximity with the natural world, we are artificial, we are pseudo, so children will also become that. And that is why I've talked about pollution, ozone layer, acid rain, be it a skyscraper, a deforestation, or simply a clogged drain. Nothing can be controlled if man does not care. Now let's pledge to protect our mother, so kind and fair. Why this you cry and woe? Why are we nature's foe? To protect nature, we never try. It's only our need that we satisfy. We must protect and nurture nature's bounty. Water makes our earth so clean. Trees give us her a look of green. So let's get up and rise, save nature and be wise. Let's conserve our natural resources. Let them flow in their due courses. Even though you have to skip a meal, even though you have to skip a meal, do it. But please do nature's beauty see and feel. Thank you. That was all that I wanted to sum up today for bringing children in close proximity with nature. Yes, Shivani, the next slide was for the thanks to all who are listening patiently today. Shivani, are you there?
Thank you so much, ma'am. Sorry, there was some network issues at my end, due to which I got disconnected.
Yeah, no problem.
Uh, Thank you once again. This was really wonderful getting to know how nature and children are interrelated and how we can compare our children and nature. We have a comment for you that it's a pleasure to listen to you, ma'am. Indeed, it was a pleasure listening to you. I do have a
Thank
question
you.
here, ma'am, for you. That children are in school, and today we see that we focus on the completion of the syllabus and We have a curriculum wherein we are into the four walls of a classroom, right? So how can a school bring the students close to the nature while still being in the four walls of the classroom, or maybe whatever the curriculum they have, whatever the fixed routine they have, how can they manage to bring their students close to the nature?
Okay, that's a wonderful question. Close to nature, like we have integrated projects where multidisciplinary subjects
Yeah,
are taken up together. That is, each subject is related with one theme, and that theme can be taken from nature. Like I spoke in my poem about acid rain or deforestation, that can be one theme which can be connected to all your subjects, and children can be taught by that reference. In a similar manner, we have the art integrated learning, which is the very much talk thing in CBSE nowadays, where art, the visual and the performing arts, have been connected with your curriculum. That is because your performing arts are some way or the other connected with nature. So basic thing is to build that kind of softness, the kind of calm, the peacefulness of nature in your children, so that you can make them realize and imbibe the positive values from not only from the four walls but also from the outside. Yes, Shivani, are you there?
right. Thank you so much, ma'am. That was indeed very well explained. I once again thank you for joining in and being a part of Getty's disruptive education movement. I also thank all our viewers for being here and being patient listeners. I hope whatever. Yes, ma'am, I am. I think there is some network issues at our places, but anyway, as I was saying, that the educators out there who are listening to this must benefit, and we look forward to having a school curriculum wherein we blend this teaching of nature and the regular subjects. Well, with this, we come to an end to today's session. Thank you once again, ma'am. We'll meet again soon with
Welcome.
another informative session. Until then, thank you and goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you. Namaskar.